round, the pressure was on the youngster as he reeled off 18 points. But the shootout experience turned out to be the telling tale as Craig Hodges managed to pull off the victory, chalking up his first championship. So Craig Hodges is here to defend his shootout. And you know, the premier event of All-Star Saturday night has always been the slam dunk. But I think this competition is now creeping in to be pretty much of a dead heat. And a lot of people would rather see this than even the slam dunk. And last year, Craig Hodges, a fellow you coached in Chicago, showed that a jump shooter can win it.
Well, I think form is so important in this contest. There's a couple things. First of all, you know, how much jump do you have in your shot? And secondly, and Yubi and I talked about this before, is how do you take that ball out of the rack and get it into the shooting position, and having the clock in your head to know the pace and time of the shooting.
One of the interesting things here is there are 3 Portland Trail Blazers in the three-point shootout. So that's going to be an interesting competition. Here's Craig Sager with that story.
Well, thank you, Bob. Portland has the best record in the NBA, 39-9. They have 3 chances to win it. Terry Porter, Danny Ainge, and Clyde Drexler. But can one of you guys win it?
I think so. We're pulling for each other, but you have to say the favorite's Craig Hodges right now.
You know, you guys can't add your scores together to beat him.
Yeah, we might need to do that to beat Craig, but I think that, you know, I got a pretty good chance to win it. I don't think these 2 guys have much of a shot.
See, I've told him, I love them. They're dear teammates, but don't take it personal after this is over.
Now, you know, there's a lot of pressure on you guys. The best record. If one of you doesn't bring this trophy back to Portland, the Trailblazer fans can be disappointed.
Well, I think the most pressure is beating these 2 guys more than beating everybody else, because I'll have to hear it from them the rest of the year.
That's true.
What about your former teammate, Larry Bird, not being here? Does that make it easier for you?
Well, I think it makes it a little bit easier for us. Yeah, you know, Larry, in my mind, is probably the best 3-point shooter in the game when he's healthy, and at the same time, he makes more money for the rest of us.
I think you're in the wrong line. You should be in the slam dunk championship instead.
That's what everyone said. But if you qualify, you got to go with it.
You're always the clutch 3-pointer. Good luck with that red, white, and blue ball.
Thank you.
Okay, back to you, Bob.
Craig Sager, Danny Ainge splitting over here to get extra practice, trying to get any edge, Yubi.
No, I like those 3 people because they take a healthy amount of threes during the course of a game. And in Porter, you have a guy that has won many a ball game. Danny Ainge with Dale Ellis right at the top in percentage in the history of the game for making threes. So, you know, the 3 of them, and Drexler is always dangerous because he can rise to the occasion.
Well, I know that you like Porter's chances, you like Hodges' chances, I like Ainge's chances. It's a wide open field. Craig Hodges, the defending champion. We'll be back here to the Charlotte Coliseum for the American Airlines ITT Sheridan Shootout after this.
'85, '86, '87, '88, '89. For 6 straight years, the full-size pickup from GMC Truck has retained more of its original value than any other in America. That's why sales of the Sierra are growing faster than any other full-size pickup. And we intend to keep it that way in 1991 with these new Sierras. And in '92, GMC Truck. It's not just a truck anymore. It's quality on the road.
The Xerox Total Satisfaction Guarantee is one of the 10 most significant events in the history of the plain paper copier industry.
Significantly better than that of any of its competitors.
The Xerox Total Satisfaction Guarantee. When you put together better products and services, you can put together a better guarantee.
A consumer's dream. Putting it together.
Faxing, scanning, copying, printing. Xerox, the document company.
Yo, Morris Blackman, here with the lattice lamp.
I am the genie on the lamp. I'm granting you just one wish.
What should I wish for? Do you know?
$1 million?
Nah, tax problem.
A new car?
Can't drive. I got it.
A wop babaloo mop bam boom.
Look, Mom, I can fly. I like that, Genie.
I am the greatest.
Tonight on TBS. from France Women's World Cup skiing, plus Trofila Lake figure skating featuring Christopher Bowman on U.S. Olympic Gold, a TBS Sports exclusive. 11:05 Eastern on TBS tonight.
He took me in his arms, kissed me, and I knew.
From the power of a glance to the fury of an embrace, TNT presents a week of movies full of romance and passion. Great Kisses Week, next week on TNT.
Live from the Charlotte Coliseum, just moments away from the long-distance shootout. Craig Hodges defending his title. You see him watching the rangefinders right now. And the coach of the East in the All-Star game tomorrow is Chris Ford. And Chris Ford is an interesting answer to a trivia question. And he's going to explain that right here. Chris Ford.
It was one of those situations, being at the right place at the right time. It was the first game of the season against Houston at home in the Garden, and the shot clock was winding down, and the ball found its way into my hands, and I could hear Fitch yelling, counting down the seconds, and all of a sudden I had to put it up, and it was from straight away, and then nothing but net, and it was nice, but not until after the game that I informed that it was the first one, and it would go down in the NBA histories, and I'd be an answer to an awful lot of trivia questions.
The 1979-80 season was when the three-point shot came into effect in the NBA. That year, all season long, there were roughly 5,000 three-point attempts. And the players shot at about 28%. Chris Ford, the one who hit the very first one. This year, the projected number is going to be around 15,500 attempts, 3 times as many. But one thing has not changed, and that's the difficulty. They're still shooting at about 32% league-wide.
Well, I think the ABA really was the first one to utilize it, and I know we were talking today, and Louis Dampier, one of the great three-point shooters, and Hubie can fill us in on the story about his 2-on-1 drill with Louis Dampier in the three-point shot.
You have to tell it. It's too good.
Now, the first time we had a drill, we were going 2-on-1. Next thing I know, instead of coming down and favoring the lane that we'd get the layup, I see Louis drifting to the corner. They hit him and he shoots a 3. I said, well, wait a second. I want to be a disciplinarian here, you know? And please explain that to me. Louis says, well, I can make this over here just as well as to make a layup. And then I had to go back and check the record books, make sure he's not pulling my leg. But Louis never, when we merged, he had already played in the league 9 years, had been in the Army, and it was a shame because he joined the NBA at 34 years of age. He was one of the greatest. But, in this game tonight, Bob, we have 6 of the shooters, all shooting over 40%.
Yeah.
So, that's quite a tribute to these people who are out here right now. It definitely has become a major part of the game like it was in the ABA. And the old story, dribble inside, turn around, and pitch back. It's the easiest way to get it. You really don't need plays to hit it, and it's such a psychological blow to the defensive team.
How many times have we seen Larry Bird, the assassin, hit that ball? I'll tell you who's really been hitting it great this year and last year into the playoffs at crunch time, and that is Terry Porter. Now, here are the pairings. In the first round, there are 8 competitors. In the first round, there'll be 2 players shooting at one time. They are not shooting against each other, only at the same time at opposite ends of the court. And then the top 4 of all 8 will advance to the second round. So when we start, you'll see those top 2 shooting, and then Ainge and Hardaway, and then Drexler and Porter. So that's how it's going to look.
I left up that hair. How you doing?
And here's Craig Sager.
Thank you, Bob. With the defending champion, a guy that also has the highest score in any round ever, and who just told me he probably should have won it every year. Craig Hodges.
Well, I just want to thank God for this opportunity once again for me to be here, and I'm just looking forward to the competition and trying to do well.
What's your strategy?
Well, just try to shoot them straight and hit them all net.
We notice that you always have your eye on the target. You don't look down at the rack.
Well, that's one thing you can't do. It takes too much time, so I just try to do what I can and try to get in the rhythm and keep the rhythm going.
Well, good luck. Craig Hodges, the defending champion. Bob?
All right, thank you, Craig Sager. So the three-point shootout just moments away here. It's relatively simple. They have 4 brown balls and 1 red, white, and blue ball in each one of the racks. There are 5 racks and 6 racks, excuse me. And as they shoot these, the brown balls count for 1 point. The red, white, and blue ball will count for 2 points. So that's basically how this thing works. And it's the amazing part of me, and one of the things we were talking about, it'd be fun to see him move that red, white, and blue ball around and let the guy shoot it when he wanted to. Hubie, you thought that might be an interesting innovation in the future.
I think because if I'm losing time due to the fact that I'm not getting the ball out of the rack or I hit a psychological block. A lot of guys might gamble and take that 2-point shot much before the end of that rack because he doesn't want to lose time if he has to move on. I think it would add a lot more excitement to it.
You know, Bob, I think another thing interesting about all these competitors today, really the only one that is not playing very much is Craig Hodges. He's really not in the rotation in Chicago, so it's very important for him to come out and compete and do well.
There's that red, white, and blue ball. Remember, it counts for 2 points. 5 racks, you can get as many as 30 points total. And now let's meet the competitors. Here's Steve Martin.
The competitors in today's American Airlines ITT Sheraton Shootout. The only player ever to lead the NBA in three-point shooting percentage in 2 different seasons. He advanced to the finals of the shootout in 1986 and 1989 before winning his first title last year. Here to defend the crown from the Chicago Bulls, Craig Hodges. Representing the Portland Trailblazers, he ranks second behind Dale Ellis on the NBA's all-time list for three-pointers made. Making his 4th shootout appearance, Danny Ainge. Also from the Trailblazers, he is the team's all-time leading scorer and ranks second on Portland's all-time list for three-pointers made, Clyde Drexler. Now in his 2nd season, he currently ranks among the league leaders in scoring, assists, steals, and three-point shooting. A unanimous selection to the all-rookie team last year from the Golden State Warriors, Tim Hardaway. In only his 3rd pro season, he's already Philadelphia's all-time leader in three-pointers made and the NBA leader in three-point shooting percentage. Making his 1st shootout appearance from the 76ers, Hersey Hopkins. A member of the all-rookie 2nd team last year, he's emerged as one of the NBA's most dangerous outside shooters this season. Representing the Miami Heat, Glenn Rice. The 4th overall pick of the 1990 draft and the ACC's all-time leading three-point shooter. This rookie currently leads the league in three-pointers made. From the Orlando Magic, Dennis Scott. Portland's all-time leader in assists and three-pointers made and attempted. He is one of the league's steadiest point guards and currently one of the league leaders in three-point shooting percentage. From the Trailblazers, Terry Porter. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1991 American Airlines ITT Sheraton Shootout contestants.
All right, let's take a look at the rules for the competition now in the three-point shootout. 3 rounds of competition. Each are scored separately, by the way. The most points from behind the three-point line within 1 minute. The brown ball, 1 point. The red, white, and blue ball counts for 2 points. Now, the top 4 of the first 8 will advance to the semifinals. The top 2, of course, will compete for the championship. In the first round, there will be competitors at either end of the court. But remember this, the top 4 scores advance. The maximum possible is 30. The most ever scored is 25 points. And as Hubie and Doug kind of call one side each on this first round, remember they're not competing against each other, but against the field for the top 4 to advance. First place, $20,000 pocket change for these rich NBA players.
Yeah, it is, but they want to win this championship. Interesting. Now, Craig Hodges normally is very, very good in the first round. He usually gets off to a very, very good start. We'll have to watch that. Glenn Rice talked about being a little nervous being in this competition.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that. You know, he might be awed with the situation. It's the first time that he's been involved here, but he is an outstanding shooter during the course of the season. Right now, he's 2nd in the league shooting 43%.
So Craig Hodges on the left. Doug will keep his eye on his former player from Chicago, with Glenn Rice on the right with Hubie. 1 minute to shoot.
We have Rice with 2 air balls, 3 air balls.
Craig Hodges hits 2, and now the money ball. 3 out of his first 5. So Hodges off to a very, very good start. Boy, Hodges looks real, real smooth. First 2, 3 in a row. There's 4 in a row for Hodges. Now the money ball. That's 6 straight shots for Hodges. He is really shooting well.
Well, Rice only has 3 makes as of right now. Made the 2-point shot.
Hodges has now missed 3 in a row, missed 4. Here's the money ball, and he gets that to go.
Rice needs the money ball now. Just can't put it down. Everything is long and to the left.
Hodges really into a smooth rhythm. You can see him right now. Here's the money ball again, and he gets it again.
That's 21 points, by the way, for Hodges as he's into the final rack. Make it 20, and 9 points for Rice.
Craig Hodges, all three from the corner. There's number 4, and here's the money ball. Craig Hodges, tremendous display of outside shooting.
That's only one less than his record 25.
When Rice struggled, the majority of his shots were long out of the first rack. And then he came on, but, you know, a little too late.
Here's the 6 straight shots. There's the money ball. There's one, and now you're going to see him go to the next spot. Look how smooth, Hubie. He never looks back. You see the nice rhythm, eyes on the target, good jump shooter, hop. He's got tremendous form, so easy into his shot.
Well, like we said, getting the ball out of the rack is almost as important as the follow-through on the shot.
So Craig Hodges is going to be tough to unseat. Here's one of the youngsters who will launch it. They say he's open when he comes out of the locker room. Dennis Scott.
He's
from Georgia Tech, and of course now Hersey Hawkins.
Excuse me, Bob. Scott has attempted 202 three-point shots already. He's attempted, I think, 851 in his career at Georgia Tech in only 3 years.
Scott is 3rd in the NBA in three-point percentage right now. Hersey Hawkins is 7th. Hawkins on the left. Doug will watch him. On the right will be Dennis Scott, and Hubie will keep his trained eye on that young man. 1 minute to score as many as 30 points.
Scott is into a nice easy flow right now.
Hersey Hawkins missed all 5 of his first shots. There's he gets his first one to go at the next spot. This is his spot on the floor normally where he spots up in his games in Philly and gets his shot. 3 out of 5, including the money ball.
This is where Scott should be attempting all of his shots from. 4 in a row, the money ball, 5 in a row.
Hersey Hawkins starting to fill it up now.
6 in a row. 7. Give it to me. 8. Yes, he has the feel. 9 in a row.
And Scott has 13 points right now. Hawkins has 11. 10 seconds left.
Hawkins now 3 in a row from the corner. Missed on his 4th. Here's the money ball. He does not get that to go.
And Dennis Scott also misses the money ball. So Scott with 16 and Hawkins with 13. Remember, it's not head-to-head competition. There are 8 competitors in the first round, 2 shooting at the same time. The top 4 total will advance.
Let's take a look at Hersey Hawkins from the top of the circle here. You see his form is now he looks down and takes his eye off. A little bit different than Craig Hodges.
Now you keep an eye on Scott. From the left side of the floor, he struggled. But once that he arrived at this area here, this is where he starts his streak. He knocks in all 5. He's in a nice, easy rhythm, taking the ball out of the rack and the follow-through. Doing a very nice job. Now he continues. He made 5 there, moved and made 4 in the next station.
Well, you think about how well Craig Hodges shot it. Scott with 8 in a row or 9 in a row gets 16. Hodges 24 points in the first round.
So as Danny Ainge gets ready to shoot, best he's ever finished is 4th place. Hodges with 20, Scott 16, Hawkins 14, Rice with 9. It's going to be Ainge on our right, Hardaway on my left shooting, and Doug Collins will be watching Tim Hardaway, and Danny Ainge will be under the tutelage and watchful eye of Hubie Brown.
3, 2, Hubie, watch Tim Hardaway here. He shoots a knuckleball. He gets really no rotation on his shot, so it's not a shot that you think is going to go in very easily.
Ainge is struggling, missed his first 3. Hits the last 2, the money ball.
Tim Hardaway 1 out of 5 from the corner.
Danny seems to be pushing. He's snapping at the ball rather than an easy flow.
Tim Hardaway starting to heat up a little bit. 3 from the second spot on the floor, including the money ball.
Ainge with 4 in a row. He has a nice stroke going right now, facing the middle of the basket.
Hardaway 1 for 5 at the top of the circle.
I like Ainge's rhythm. He's not leaving his feet if he can just advance, because he's not going to have fatigue factor.
Hardaway gets 1 out of 5 from the 4th spot on the floor. The money ball goes for him.
Ainge with 2 in a row here now. Needs the money ball.
Hardaway hits all 5 of his last shots.
And Ainge looks looks like he's going to finish with 15 and Hardaway 14 unofficially. We'll double check that. Remember, Hodges has 20, Scott 16, Hawkins 14. The top four will advance. Drexler and Porter yet to shoot.
Here's the last rack of Tim Hardaway, and I don't really think we can see the rotation on his shot, but he really shoots a knuckleball up there. Does not get good rotation, but you see he gets good results. 4 in a row. Now here's the money ball. He gets all 5 from the corner.
So now Hardaway got 15. Ainge got 18 here officially.
Keep an eye on Ainge now. He leaves the floor with a minimum of effort, and he has a nice follow through. Unfortunately, he shot in peaks and valleys, but he did hit the money ball, the one that he needed.
Well, Ainge is now in second place out of the 8 competitors. 6 have finished. You look at Clyde Drexler. Hodges 20, Ainge 18, Scott 16, and Hardaway 15. So that's what Drexler and Porter will have to beat here as they shoot at opposite ends of the court.
So 15 is the score to beat to try to get into the semifinals. Here's Hubie's favorite. I'm going to be watching Terry Porter down at this end. Big game shooter.
On the left corner, on the right.
He proved it at playoff time last year. I don't know what it is about my end of the floor, but everyone misses the first 3.
Terry Porter hits his last 3, including the money ball. He's got nice rhythm on his shot. Very good arc. Shot looks very good.
Drexler, 2 for 8.
Terry Porter had made 2 out of the last 4 in this rack. Did not make the money ball.
Clyde Clyde is very erratic today. Now he just made his last 2, hit the money ball.
Terry Porter's hit his last 3, make that 3, and here's the money ball. So 4 out of 5 from the 4th rack that he shoots from.
Drexler needs to make ball 5 here. Here's 1.
Terry Porter finishes strong. 2 of his last 3. Does miss the money ball.
15 is the number to beat to get into that 4 to advance. Hodges, Ainge, Scott, and Hardaway right now with 20 points through 15. And we'll get the official count on the numbers as we watch Terry Porter.
Here's Terry Porter as he got started. You see he got off to a slow start, and then he hit his last 3, including the money ball. So I think there's a little bit of nerves in play here. Guys get out there, and then they finally set into a little bit of a rhythm.
Well, I think the lack of experience in this event has something to do with it. There's no doubt about that.
And it looks like we're going to have a shoot-off for the 4th and final spot between Hardaway and Porter. It'll be a 24-second shoot-off.
Drexler struggled all the way around, sometimes to the right of the rim, sometimes to the left, or he was right in the middle. Nothing seemed to be short off the front of the rim for him.
You know, in watching Drexler play, most of his 3s come off of driving, pull-up, and shooting, where he really gets his legs involved in it. I'm not so sure the standstill 3 is his game.
So Drexler's out of it now, and Hardaway and Porter will shoot off for the 4th and final position to advance. We're already assured that Hodges, Ainge, and Scott will be in the semifinals.
Tim Hardaway and Terry Porter.
There are the tiebreaker rules. 24 seconds here.
Now, Porter had to change baskets. Hardaway's shooting on the same back. That might be a factor.
3, 2, 1.
Once again, Hubie missing from that corner in your spot.
Hardaway gets 2 of his first 4 and misses the money ball, so 2 of his first 5. Little flat now. Hardaway a little flat with his shot. Needs a little more arch on it.
5 seconds left.
Porter needs to have 2 money balls that he has put down now.
Unofficially, Porter with the lead here. Neither one of them hit very many. It was only a 24-second shootout, though, but it looks like Porter is going to advance unofficially.
Look at this shot. It's a little flat. See, his release is out. It's not up. His hand is not going up to the target, and as a result, the shot is flat. Normally, a shot like that is going to be short and flat and not have a chance to get into the basket.
Like we always say, you know, don't do as I do, just do as I say.
That's right.
So Terry Porter gets 6 points in that 24-second shootout to 3 for Hardaway. That means that Terry Porter is going to advance. Hodges, Ainge, Scott, and Porter will be in the semifinals when we return to Charlotte.
You call it, I'll do it.
I say it with the pill.
Check it out.
AJD Cap Company introduces official NBA signature caps.
Okay, Dominique's 2-hand slam.
No problem.
Quality, one-size-fits-all wool caps with your favorite NBA team's colors and logo.
Birds three-pointer.
No sweat.
And your favorite NBA player's name, number, and signature. Take it from me, Dick Stockton. Feel like a superstar. Most of the time. Call 1-800-424-1400.
I couldn't raise the money to save the orphanage. I guess I'm a failure.
Hey, Larry Milligan from Wall Street. I've invested in their future.
All you needed was some faith.
And friends.
In the movies, happy endings are easy, but in the real world, they take solid planning. So for peace of mind, investment advice are the home of your dreams. Come to the companies of the Prudential and build your future on the rock.
When sports cream, when arms are sore, when legs ache, when muscles hurt. Why sports cream? Massaging sports cream in brings fast pain relief. No medicine-y smell, no odor. Why sports cream? Because it works.
Over 28 million adults get athlete's foot.
I'm Jim Bird. I had athlete's foot until I used NP27. It has an ingredient recommended by doctors.
Look, NP27 stops the burning, itching of athlete's foot fast.
NP27. Nothing's a better cure for athlete's foot.
All-Star Saturday night. The Charlotte Coliseum. We're about to move into the semifinals of the American Airlines ITT Sheraton Shootout. It'll be Hodges, Ainge, Scott, and Porter. Those are the points that advance them to the semifinals, but those points go away and we start all over again to get the final two. Magic Johnson's over on the far side watching this, a dandy three-point shooter himself. Magic, who's your favorite in this Final Four?
Well, I got to go with Craig Hodges because he looks so much relaxed more than anybody else, and I think Danny, and watch out for Scott, but I got to go with Craig Hodges. He is a true three-point shooter, I think, above everybody else. Maybe Danny Ainge is right there, and Dennis Scott.
Hey, will you pick someone? You just gave us three guys.
I said I'm picking Craig Hodges to win it, but I think that Danny Ainge or Scott would challenge him in the championship, but I'm going with Craig Hodges.
Magic, they're going to change the rules next year, and they're going to allow you to dribble into the three-point shot and give you more time.
That'll help me out. Then I'll be in it.
All right.
Hey, you did your usual. You covered your bases. Don't worry.
We're going to leave Magic Johnson mic'd, so we'll be able to get a comment or two from Magic as we go into the competition now. So we're getting ready to go into the semifinals.
3, 2, 1.
Terry Porter, the first competitor. Remember, the first round scores are thrown out now, and it starts all over again.
Well, he's off to a slow start. He only gets the money ball.
That corner has been a disaster to every player. They've missed the first three.
Now, I want to tell you what, Craig Hodges loves that corner. We used to have a set play in Chicago to penetrate Michael Jordan to let him go to that corner.
Terry has been making the two-point shot. That's the one that has been keeping him going.
He's in a good pace right now. He's got plenty of time.
Well, you know, it's just he's doing here like he plays in games. When the pressure is on, he seems to make the red, white, blue shot.
There it is.
There it is.
That's what I guess they call it the money ball. He's got plenty of time. He's got 7 seconds to get 2 more shots up.
You know, Doug, it's like you said. It's how you take the balls out of the rack and also the release of how high you get up off the floor, because when you take as many shots in a pressure situation like this, fatigue is a fact.
It really is. And you know what? There's tension in these shots, too. I mean, these guys are playing. You see, Terry Porter has got a lot of body into his shot. You watch him, he looks down, he takes his eye off the target, he goes up, there's a lot of bounce in him. And when you watch a guy like Craig Hodges, it's just so smooth for him. It looks like that three-point shot is almost like a free throw.
So 14 points for Porter, and remember, this is not cumulative scoring. 14 points for Terry Porter, and he now awaits the assault from Dennis Scott, Danny Ainge, and Craig Hodges. Porter hit 10 of 25, including 4 of the money balls, as Dennis Scott comes up to shoot. Dennis had 16 points in the first one. Out of Orlando, formerly at Georgia Tech, known for his long-distance shooting from all the way from high school and now into the NBA.
3, 2, 1.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. There's not a lot of movement in his shot. He's not floating all over the floor. He goes up and comes down in the same spot.
Missed both the money balls so far.
Nice rotation. You know, you see his shot. He's got nice spin on his shot. Nice follow through. You should have results when you have that kind of looking shot. That's a beautiful shot.
He does an excellent job at the top. That's what he did in his first round.
Looks like he's drifting a little bit here.
Yes, he is, to the left.
And his shot is going left, so he's drifting, and as a result, he's hitting a moving target right now.
You know, it sounds easy to take the ball out of the rack. You know, we want to underscore that. It's not like catching a pass on the move, and you're in your rhythm and you're exploding.
That's right. And again, you know, Craig Hodges is one of those guys, when you watch him, his eyes never leave the target.
So Dennis Scott comes up with 12, and that's 2 points less than Porter. The top two will advance. So now Danny Ainge will shoot next. Scott hit 8 of the 25 balls.
As you watch him, the ball leaves his hand and it just floats. He has a very effortless release.
He has one of those shots where you call it a shooter's bounce, where it hits up on the rim. Normally you get a nice soft roll and get a chance for the ball to drop in.
Well, even at this level, we know that there are guys that when the ball leaves their hands, you have a feeling it's good. And there are some players, even at this level, the ball leaves that you're still not sure. Yeah, you have to wait.
When he got himself in trouble was on his 4th rack of balls when he started drifting on his shots. He was drifting left, and he missed 4 straight shots to the left.
Danny Ainge loved in every arena.
A few boos here, even in Charlotte.
Mr.
Danny Ainge
Feisty.
said he grew up as a younger brother, has some older brothers, and said he learned to be what you would call rough and tough and to take his punishment earlier, and that he can play through adversity.
One of the all-time great athletes. We're not talking just baseball. We know he played in He's a great golfer and an outstanding high school football player in high school football in the state of Oregon.
Well, he needs 15 points to get himself into the finals.
Still trouble on that.
What did I tell you about that corner? It's amazing. They missed the first 3 every time. Good comeback.
I didn't realize Danny Ainge was such a set shooter on his 3-point shot. Nice roll there on the shot.
His form looks good, but they're not going up.
No, they're not. You know, he's leaning. He's leaning with the shot. But the hand is snapping back, it seems.
Every shot he's going over the 3-point line. His momentum is going forward, and he really does not have a good release on his shot. I agree. His hand is not staying at the target.
Yes.
He's pulling it back.
Like you say, drop the hand like you're pulling down the shade.
Well, Danny Ainge is going to have to really fill it up here from the corner.
He needs them all.
Well, Ainge is not going to advance. Porter had 14, Scott 12, and Danny Ainge finishes with 11. So already Porter and Scott have eliminated Danny Ainge, and now the final shooter.
Now,
Craig Hodges.
Craig Hodges loves this corner, this right corner. I might jinx him, but we used to have a little set in Chicago where we'd isolate Michael at the top and let Michael penetrate, and Hodges loved to step out that corner, and we're going to see Danny Ainge. And you see, you talked about his release here. Look how his hand is sort of snapping back, and he's leaning forward on every shot.
And as he moved to the next station in the middle of the floor, the lean was even more pronounced. He was into it. And you'll see the hand snapping. Well, that one he dropped down pretty good.
You can see he's getting discouraged there, though. It's just not a rhythm that he's like to be in right now, and he just can't get himself going.
The defending champion is Craig Hodges. The most he's ever scored out of a whole round of a rack of balls is 25 points. He had 20 in the first round. Magic Johnson, you're watching. You said Craig Hodges. And so Craig Hodges is about to shoot some now. You had a good feeling about him.
The ones who are honest with themselves usually are the ones who...
Well, Doug is on the line here with Craig Hodges, and I picked Terry Porter.
That's right. I'm telling you, he loves that corner right there. He's going to make 4 out of 5. Maybe 5.
You and he have something going here.
He loves
maybe
that corner.
5 for 5.
He loves
yes,
it.
Come on.
Craig, make me look good here. Huh?
That's right.
Well, my guy Danny Ainge is already on the hardwood.
Well, there's 7 in a row for Hodges.
How about the rotation?
There's 8.
Or what?
There's 9. Craig, go sit down now. Just get ready for the finals. Put on a show, Craig.
Fans have been waiting for this.
12 in a row. 13.
total of 30 points is possible.
Look at this. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
First miss. Remember, 25 is the record for a round. Looks like Hodges may break that. He needs one more.
Unbelievable. That was tremendous shooting.
He holds the record at 25, and now he gets 24 in this preliminary. That means that he will advance to the finals along with Terry Porter. So, maybe you liked Porter.
Well, remember
Doug,
now,
you said Craig Hodges.
4 consecutive shots. The record was Larry Bird with 11. Now, at least he broke that record.
You know, I'm going to tell you something, though. There might be a little strategy involved there. When he had that contest won, knowing he had to go another round.
Oh, I cannot believe
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You know, you think about, maybe I want to save it for my last round here, Ubi. I mean, he had the money in the bank after 19. Fatigue might be a factor here because he shot last. If he shoots first going into this round, it could be a little bit of a thing.
All right, we'll be back for the finals. Craig Hodges and Terry Porter right after this.
Basically, trucks are used for 2 reasons, hauling and towing. And for that, you need power. And the Sierra from GMC Truck has the most standard horsepower in its class, which gives you the hauling and towing strength you need. Plus, for 6 straight years, the full-size pickup from GMC Truck has retained more of its original value than any other in America. Sierra, powerful and durable. GMC Truck, it's not just a truck anymore, it's quality on the road.
That was me, Tommy Lasorda, before I lost 30 pounds in 3 months on the Ultra Slim Fast plan. Now it's even easier to have my shake because Ultra Slim Fast comes ready to drink in new cans. Losing weight has never been so convenient. Wherever I am, I can have my shake. Ah, icy cold and delicious. Who says you can't take it with you?
Ultra Slim Fast. Give us a week. We'll take off the weight.
After the All-Star Saturday night, there's still a whole evening of dribbling and shooting yet to come.
I could have you put to death.
From legends of the past.
Up here on Mars, you gotta face the reality of being alone forever.
To free throws and cheap shots.
That man died of natural causes, like your cows.
Get ready for a whole lot of hoopla tonight on TNT.
Now the finals of the shootout from the Charlotte Coliseum on All-Star Saturday night. Here are the results of the semifinals. Hodges and Porter advance 24, and that included 19 consecutive shots by Craig Hodges, 14 points for Porter. Now there was a coin toss at the middle of the court here, and Terry Porter won this coin toss and elected to go second, and there's a reason for that.
Well, Doug is right. It's the fatigue factor.
I thought Craig, you know, first of all, you get 19 straight, you get excited. And then I thought he got a little tired there. Now he's got to come back and be the first shooter.
Right.
That could be very good strategy still.
Well, it does work in reverse if Craig can get it going.
If he throws a big number up
right,
there.
He puts a big number. Now, you had Hodges before this,
and
I had Porter before this all began.
And I think I had Hodges and Porter.
And Magic had everyone.
You had Secretariat, Bob.
Hodges missing the first shot. He had 19 consecutive in the first group of shooting in the semifinals.
2 out of 5 in the corner for Craig.
Trying to defend his title.
A little out of rhythm right now for Craig.
Yes, he is. He's all over the rim.
Tired?
No, he's long. He's long. He's not short. He's been long.
He can't find it right now. He's lost that rhythm. There he goes. We've got 2 in a row.
That's a big one.
Money ball. That's big.
That's big.
You know, he's going to have to pick up his pace a little bit, too, here. He's got down to about 20 seconds.
And remember, this is not cumulative scoring.
Well, he's back on track now. There's 4 straight, and there's the money ball. There's your experience, Ubi.
Yeah, he loves the corners.
But he has only 7 seconds. Will he get to the money ball in this last rack?
You better crank it up there, Craig. You better get it up. He didn't get the money ball off. That could be very, very important.
Could be dangerous. You're right.
17 points for Hodges in this round, and that's the number that Terry Porter will have to beat.
This is where Craig got it going, right here in this spot on the floor. He made all 5 of them, including the money ball. Now we'll see if Porter's strategy pays off for him.
Now, Porter must meet the pressure because his highest score has been 14.
See Dominique Wilkins, John Sally, Magic Johnson, Chris Mullen in your picture there, watching the long-distance shootout on the sideline. Craig Hodges with 17 points. Terry Porter about to shoot now for the championship. Craig Hodges, the defending champion. As we pointed out, the numbers do not transfer from one round to the next here, so the 17 is the hard number for Terry Porter, and his shots from earlier do not count.
You know, the other highest score was 18 by Danny Ainge in the first round. Nobody else had 17, so we're looking at Craig Hodges like he really struggled out there, and that's because of this display he put on in the round where he threw up 24, 19 straight.
This young man has the ability to answer the pressure under, you know, very difficult circumstances as a player in a game at playoff time with injuries, and nothing would surprise me with him.
I like him too. I think he's a tremendous competitor. I'll tell you, 17, he's going to have to do some good shooting, and he's going to have to get off to a good start because he does not have Hodges' experience. Hodges got himself back in track during the competition. I don't think Porter could get that luxury.
Again, struggling from that corner.
He broke the jinx right there.
There's your money ball, UB. I tell you, you're right.
He's all right. The money ball has been keeping him going.
Porter looking good, trying to unseat the defending champion Craig Hodges. Missed the money ball that time. Needs 17 points.
It's got you in the front of the rim on everything now.
That means you're starting to get a little tired. He started that front rim. Nice arch on his last 3 shots. He's in trouble. Now he's got it going. Here's the same spot that Hodges got himself going.
Well, that's the spot that Porter likes in games.
There's that money ball. He missed it. He's gonna have to crank it up now.
11. He needs 17. And Craig Hodges is going to defend his championship.
That's great. You know, Craig Hodges, UB, has not been playing much for Chicago. This was very important to him. This is competition that he was really looking forward to. I'm really happy for Craig. He's a tremendous young person.
Craig Hodges has won 2 consecutive. Remember, Larry Bird won the first 3 shootouts, then Dale Ellis, Craig Hodges last year, and now Craig Hodges becomes the only competitor besides Bird to repeat as champion of the shootout. He hit 11 of his last 12 to get those 17 points and $20,000 back for the trophy presentation right after this.
Basically, trucks are used for 2 reasons, hauling and towing. And for that, you need power. And the Sierra from GMC Truck has the most standard horsepower in its class, which gives you the hauling and towing strength you need. Plus, for 6 straight years, the full-size pickup from GMC Truck has retained more of its original value than any other in America. Sierra, powerful and durable. GMC Truck, it's not just a truck anymore. It's quality on the road.
All right, here we go, here we go. Woo!
Fluids. Minerals. Energy. In the heat of the game, nothing puts it back like Gatorade.
Craig Hodges has just defended his shootout championship and is going to get $20,000 from American Airlines and ITT Sheraton, along with a trophy, as the presentation is taking place out here in the center of the court. In the semifinals, Hodges put on the greatest consecutive three-point shooting exhibition ever in the 6-year history of this competition, hitting his first 19 shots consecutively. In the finals, hit 11 of his last 12 before time ran out and ended up with 17 points. So Craig Hodges now getting the $20,000 check and that beautiful trophy that he loved winning. He dedicated it to his child last year, his winning, and maybe he can take the trophy and the check this year.
Craig had a young son.
Ladies and gentlemen, Al Tross, Senior Vice President, Operations, North America West, ITT Sheraton, along with Jack Williams, Vice President, Passenger Sales, American Airlines, will present a check for $20,000 and a championship trophy to Craig Hodges, winner of the American Airlines ITT Sheraton Shootout.
So Hodges in the middle of the court there, posing with the $20,000 check, and now posing with the trophy and holding it aloft for the fans. So it was Hodges, Porter, Scott, Ainge, Hardaway, Hawkins, Rice, and Drexler in that order. Porter finishing second, Dennis Scott, the long-distance shooter from Orlando, then Danny Ainge fourth, Hardaway, Hawkins, Rice, and Drexler. And those are the list of competitors and the order of finish in the long-distance shootout. And here's Craig Sagan.
Well, thank you very much, Bob. Congratulations, Craig. Second year in a row. A lot of pressure this time, though, defending the title.
First, I want to thank Almighty God for His mercy for us to meet like this in such violent times, but at the same time, for us to be able to meet like this in a peaceful situation is great, and I thank Him for His mercy for bestowing me this honor this evening and blessing me to be calm and to calm down a little bit and try to get my rhythm, and I got it, and I thank God for it.
Larry Bird set the standard by which all long-distance shooters are judged, but that semifinal performance you put on, 19 shots in a row, is the best performance in the history of this long-distance shootout.
Well, yeah, thanks a lot. Like I said, I just thank God for giving me the ability this evening to go out and be strong. And my goal this year, you know, you have to try to set something a little bit farther. I wanted to try to see if I could go through a whole round without missing. And I came up a little short. I think I got a little bit tired. So everything, all in all, it came out well. I thank God.
Well, 2 in a row. How about a three-peat next year?
I'm going to go for it. Hopefully I can get it and be back here with you again.
Craig Hodges, the champion once again.
$20,000 in the trophy, and here's the order of finish of the 8 competitors in the American Airlines ITT Sheraton Shootout. Hodges, Porter, Scott, Ainge, Hardaway, Hawkins, Rice, and Drexler. And that's how they finished in the shootout for 1991. Coming up, the names are Kenny Smith, Blue Edwards, Otis Smith, Rex Chapman, Sean Kemp, Kenny Williams, Dee Brown, Kendall Gill, the slam dunk.
We all need car insurance. Are you paying too much or been turned down? Get a new start with INS, people serving people with a smile. Backed by 30 years of customer satisfaction, INS can insure you over the phone, regardless of your driving record.
Why pay more? INS insures all drivers, all vehicles, with easy monthly payment plans. Call INS today at 1-800-244-1467. People serving people with a smile.
Good afternoon, INS. How can I help you?
Do clothes make the man?
We don't think so. We believe hair makes the man. Hi, I'm Phil Ashback, and I've been there. Over the years, I've tried just about every gimmick to hit the market. So I've dedicated my time gathering the most effective, non-surgical hair replacement techniques available today. Call me, Phil Ashback, at 708-967-9563 to discuss all your options.
If you're going to dress for success, you might as well start at the top.
Lunker speaks fishing loud and clear with a huge selection of rods, reels, and marine accessories. Shop their low prices and receive expert advice from Lunker's professional sales staff. See the 6,000-gallon Lunquarium full of trophy fish. Have your lunch or dinner at Anglers Inn restaurant inside Lunker's. Lunker's is centrally located 90 minutes from Chicago, 70 minutes from Fort Wayne, and 40 minutes from Kalamazoo in Edwardsburg, Michigan. Lunker's, it's worth the trip.
Looking to save money while staying in shape? Well, look no further than Sports Swap, Chicago's leader in pre-owned sporting goods. From treadmills to exercycles to free weights, Sports Swap has quality brands at incredible prices. Bring in last year's bats or this year's mitts and leave with brand name rackets or golf clubs. So don't throw away your old equipment, sell it and save. Sports Swap, 4019 West Dempster, or call us at 675-SWAP. That's 677. Sell it and save today.
The
The 1991 NBA All-Star Weekend is brought to you by Infiniti, who invites you to test drive their fine line of luxury automobiles. And by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade, for that deep-down body thirst.
Along with Hubie Brown and Doug Collins, this is Bob Neal from the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. In our triple header here tonight, the Schick Legends game was our opener. It was the East walloping the West by a score of 41-34, and David Thompson led the way with 12 points. Gervin, the Iceman, had 11 for the West, and the East gets the victory 41-34. And of course, Craig Hodges defended his shootout championship 2 years in a row. Now he's won the $20,000. Here's a look at the 19 consecutive, and in all three rounds, gentlemen, Craig Hodges hit 66% of his shots tonight.
Well, if you look at him, look at his rhythm. It's a hop. He does not look down. It's a hop. Everything is the same way, and he likes the corners, and I think it benefits him, Hubie, that he gets started in the corners and he gets off to such a great start.
Well, we know that's the closest distance, and you have to have a rhythm. A lot of people, they cannot get set in the corners because they want to put their leg back and bring it up, and they usually step out of bounds. So a lot of guys have a little difficulty from the corners, and we saw that tonight, especially to the right of the screen, that basket.
Absolutely.
In a moment, we will meet the competitors in the 1991 Gatorade Slam Dunk Competition.
How about a little one-on-one?
I'm ready. Now, on this first time ever Wheaties Game Box, you can shoot hoops with Michael Jordan.
Nice shot.
But you better get into the action before the game box is over.
Yes!
Okay, 2 out of 3.
Yo, Mars Blackman, here with the Lattice Lamp.
I am the genie on the lamp. I'm granting you just one wish.
What should I wish for? Do you know?
$1 million?
Nah, tax problem.
A new car?
Can't drive. I got it.
A wop babaloo mop bam boom!
Look, Mom, I can fly. I like that, Genie.
I am the greatest!
Listen to this. I make long-distance calls from payphones all the time. If I don't hear AT&T, I hang up. I dial 10-ATT-0, then I hear bong, AT&T, and I know who I'm dealing with.
When you make a long-distance call and you don't hear AT&T after the hang up, dial 10-ATT-0, then the area code and number. You get the AT&T service you want and prices you expect.
You just gotta listen.
AT&T. NBA Hoops cards. These cards have my full support.
Great source of basketball information.
Action photos, career stats, height, weight.
Irvin Magic Jackson. He's famous.
Where they were born.
Collect them all.
NBA Hoops cards. Great pictures.
Cool stats.
No gum.
No gum. No gum.
As a group, I would say they probably have some of the best teeth I've ever seen. You can spit now.
How about a little one-on-one?
I'm ready. Now, on this first time ever Wheaties Game Box, you can shoot hoops with Michael Jordan.
Nice shot.
But you better get into the action before the game box is over.
Yes!
Okay, 2 out of 3.
You're looking at the slam dunk competitors warming up here prior to the 1991 Gatorade Slam Dunk Competition. 1990 was exciting. We had a lot of good performances. Kenny Smith surprised everybody, but the man who really came down to it is the defending champion, Dominique Wilkins. Let's recap 1990. The sparkle and glitter of Miami provided the backdrop for last year's All-Star Weekend. The Gatorade Slam Dunk Finals featured 2 former champions, Dominique Wilkins, along with the surprise of the '89 Classic, Kenny Skywalker. But the overwhelming achievement of the first round was the acrobatic moves of Seattle super kid Shawn Kemp. But Kemp's power failed him in the semifinals. And Kenny Smith, at that time a member of the Sacramento Kings, dazzled the crowd with a number of innovative dunks, thus vaulting him into the final round. His soon-to-be teammate, Dominique Wilkins of the Atlanta Hawks, soared alongside him into the finals for the 4th time. Creativity became the strength of Kenny Smith as he backed Wilkins into a corner. But it was the power and determination that prevailed as the human highlight film pulled out the victory on his final dunk. And the competitors still warming up here right prior to the Gatorade Slam Dunk Championships for 1991. Dominique Wilkins is not competing in the competition, so we know we're going to have a new champion in 1991. Kenny Smith was the runner-up last year. I kind of like him to repeat here. He's in North Carolina. And what do you feel? Let's start first with Hubie. What do you think?
Well, I like Kenny Smith because last year he showed an awful lot of creativity.
Yeah.
But then again, the judges are the key because sometimes they're affected by the power dunk versus the finesse dunk. That might be more difficult. But because of the thunder that's involved, they give a higher score.
I like Sean Kemp because I think he has a blend of the power, finesse, and the speed. But I think the guy who's really going to excite in this competition is Dee Brown. I think he's got some tricks to show us.
Dee Brown is only 6'1". He has hands about that long, so he can really handle that ball, and at 6'1", he levitates a lot. And that was one of the reasons with Spud Webb won it, that he excited the judges and the crowd so much, is because of that incredible vertical lick in the distance. A 7-footer dunking doesn't really impress anybody, as you saw when Tom Burleson did it in our Legends game. Magic Johnson is watching this here too. Magic known for almost everything in the world in the NBA and great playing, but not necessarily for your slamming and jamming, Magic. How about your feelings about the competitors here?
Well, first of all, I'm going to go with the hometown boy in Rex Chapman because last year I thought he should have been in the finals. Now, Sean Kemp, you have to watch him. He's spectacular. He was a little raw last year, but I think he's going to come on. And I think I like your other choice in Dee Brown because the little man always get the crowd going. So I'm taking Rex. And then after that, Sean Kemp and the little man, Dee Brown.
Hey, Magic, Hubie's going to be on you again because you got all your bases covered here again. He said you always cover all the bases.
Well, you have to because I have to play against these guys on the regular season.
Now, are you going to be running for mayor of Westwood here soon or not?
Soon.
All right.
I only have a couple more years.
All right.
Then I hope to be by you, Hubie, and see what I can do over there.
All right.
That's going to be some booth. Magic Johnson, Hubie Brown, Doug Collins. I can hardly talk now. This is well, money for me in a moment.
He's going into play-by-play, Bob. So.
Back for the Slam Dunk Championship with a cast of thousands in a moment.
We all need car insurance. Are you paying too much or been turned down? Get a new start. With INS, people serving people with a smile. Backed by 30 years of customer satisfaction, INS can insure you over the phone, regardless of your driving record.
Why pay more? INS insures all drivers, all vehicles with easy monthly payment plans. Call INS today at 1-800-244-1467. People serving people with a smile.
Good afternoon, INS. How can I help you?
Do clothes make the man?
We don't think so. We believe hair makes the man. Hi, I'm Phil Ashback, and I've been there. Over the years, I've tried just about every gimmick to hit the market. So I've dedicated my time gathering the most effective, non-surgical hair replacement techniques available today. Call me, Phil Ashback, at 708-967-9563 to discuss all your options.
If you're going to dress for success, you might as well start at the top.
Lunker speaks fishing loud and clear with a huge selection of rods, reels, and marine accessories. Shop their low prices and receive expert advice from Lunker's professional sales staff. See the 6,000-gallon Lunquarium full of trophy fish. Have your lunch or dinner at Anglers Inn Restaurant inside Lunker's. Lunker's is centrally located 90 minutes from Chicago, 70 minutes from Fort Wayne, and 40 minutes from Kalamazoo in Edwardsburg, Michigan. Lunker's, it's worth the trip.
Looking to save money while staying in shape? Well, look no further than Sports Swap, Chicago's leader in pre-owned sporting goods. From treadmills to exercycles to free weights, Sports Swap has quality brands at incredible prices. Bring in last year's bats or this year's mitts and leave with brand name rackets or golf clubs. So don't throw away your old equipment, sell it and save. Sports Swap, 4019 West Dempster, or call us at 675-SWAP. That's 675-7927. Sell it and save today.
To the highlight of the evening, the slam dunk competition in just a moment from Charlotte, North Carolina. One of the innovations this year, I think, is an incredibly good panel of judges, meaning that these guys really know what they're looking at. And if anybody knows dunking, it's Julius Erving. He's with Craig Zager right now.
Well, thank you, Bob. You know, there's an old saying, don't judge a man until you walk in his moccasins. If there is anybody who is qualified to be a judge for a slam dunk championship, it is this man right here. What are you looking for, Doctor?
Well, you know, we're looking for originality, obviously hang time, innovativeness, and then impact. I think something that, you know, gets the crowd into it. And that's very, very important for NBA Saturday, to get the crowd into it. The players that are capable of doing that, I think, will score the best.
What does a guy have to do to impress Julius Erving? Does he have to come out here and do cartwheels and flips? I mean, most of these dunks you've done before.
Well, I've done a lot of them, but, you know, there's always the possibility that something new might happen. And the way that the players are evolving, they're bigger, stronger, you know, healthier, and seemingly jumping higher. So there'll probably be some things that impress even a panel as distinguished as this group of former ABA All-Stars.
I think you gave me a little insight into how critical you're going to be when you notice they're using Stickum, and you want to know if that was legal.
Yeah, I wondered about that. I shook a couple of hands, and my hand got stuck there. And I said, well, just the guys who don't have big hands have to put a little Stickum on. And I don't think it violates any rules. I'll check with Rod Thorne a little later.
Okay, thanks a lot, Julius Erving. Back to you, Bob.
As you can see, it's going to be tough. And there is the defending champion, who's beat up a little bit from the NBA season, is not competing in the slam dunk competition, but he is certainly an interested bystander. Now let's meet the competitors, and here is Steve Martin.
Are y'all ready for the jam? Yo, G, kick it.
And now, here are the contestants for the Gatorade Slam Dunk Championship. From the Utah Jazz, this 6'4" forward became one of the top rookies in the league last season, following a stellar career at East Carolina University. Making his first Gatorade Slam Dunk appearance, Blue Edwards. Making his first appearance in the Gatorade Slam Dunk Championship, this 6'1" rookie guard has helped revitalize the Boston Celtics running game with his quickness and outstanding leaping ability. D. Brown. The youngest player in the NBA, this 21-year-old forward has gained a big following around the league with his wide variety of powerful dunks. Making his second Gatorade Slam Dunk appearance from the Seattle Supersonics, Shawn Kemp. From the Houston Rockets, this 6'3" guard finished second to Dominique Wilkins last year in his Slam Dunk Championship debut. The University of North Carolina's all-time leader in assists, Kenny Smith. Making his second Gatorade Slam Dunk appearance, one of the most versatile and creative young dunkers in the league, representing the Orlando Magic, Otis Smith. From the Indiana Pacers, he's quickly establishing himself as one of the most promising young inside players in the NBA. He's a native of Elizabeth City, North Carolina, Kenny Williams. Making his Gatorade Slam Dunk debut, he captured the Slam Dunk Championship at the NCAA Final Four in Denver last year. And now is one of the league's most promising rookies from the Charlotte Hornets, Kendall Gill. Also from the Hornets, making his second Gatorade Slam Dunk appearance, the Hornets' high-scoring backcourt man is one of the most exciting offensive players in the league, Rex Chapman. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1991 Gatorade Slam Dunk contestants.
There are our competitors, and now here's the order in which they will compete. This was decided by a draw earlier. Kenny Smith will go first, and going early sometimes can be difficult because the judges aren't warmed up in how many points they may give. So being the first guy could be a little bit of a problem for Kenny Smith, and the last of the first group in the first order will be Kendall Gill. And here are the rules for the Slam Dunk Championship. 2 dunks in the first round, 3 dunks in the finals, and the competitors may replace 1 dunk per round. And I might mention, in the finals, they get get 3 dunks, the 2 highest of which will count for their final score. Maximum score 50 points a dunk. These judges award 10 points per judge. There are 5 judges on a 1/10 of a point basis, 2.5, 8.9, etc. And the top 4 advance to the semifinals, and then the top 2. The prize money, $20,000 for first place, and down to pocket change in 5th through 8th for these rich NBA players. And here's Craig Sager.
Well, thank you very much. With me, 2-time slam dunk champion, Dominique Wilkins. Dominique, before the competition starts, who do you like?
Oh, man, it's a toughie. Right now, I think Shawn Kemp, by being with him this summer, he's going to be tough to beat. Of course, Kenny Smith is runner-up for last year, so he's going to be, a favorite here. But you have some crowd favorites here, which is Kendall Gill and Rex. I gave Rex a couple of my dunks, so I don't know if he can perfect them, but we'll see what happens.
Why aren't you in the contest?
Well, a couple of reasons. First is that I'm giving the young guy the chance to get the title, and 2 is I got to hurt the Achilles tendon. I got tendonitis, so that's the main reason why I'm not.
Well, enjoy the competition.
Craig Sager, and fellas, we mentioned this. You look at Kenny Smith here, is going to go first. We mentioned the fact that the rising stars in the NBA, it's good for a league to have new stars. Obviously, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, and Dominique have been stars, but the David Robinsons and the young guys, the D. Browns and the Kendall Gills, have got to make their way into this league in terms of being stars. Here's Kenny Smith with his first of 2 dunks in the first round.
I think he's going to bounce between his legs off the glass and dunk it.
Behind his head. The runner-up last year. Not bad for an opener.
Now, if you look at this competition, you have a lot of small players. You only have really one legitimate big guy. That's Shawn Kemp. And you know what I think that leads to? A lot of bounce dunks, a lot of passes off the backboard, a lot of creative things as we see Kenny Smith here. So I think you're going to see a lot of tricks tonight, UB. Not just the power, but you see here's the between the legs, off the glass, 180 over the head. So Kenny Smith off to a good start.
Now that's an original. You have the creativity there. But like we said early, you do not want to be penalized with a low score early. Let's hope that the judges appreciate what he just accomplished.
Kenny Smith waiting for his score. The crowd waiting. 48.5 is his score. They haven't told the crowd that yet, but that's an outstanding score, particularly early in the first round, because judges often slow to warm up. Crowd still has not been informed here. They will cheer loudly when they hear.
Now, last year in the semifinals when he did that, they gave him a 49-8, so the scoring is not that far off. How about that for that same move?
That's exactly right. And he made that look so easy. It was hard for the crowd to even get into it. I mean, they make these dunks look so easy. That is a spectacular dunk. These guys are so good, UB. It just looks like, well, it's just another simple dunk.
Here is Blue Edwards. A couple of dribbles and a behind-the-head jam, which doesn't impress as much as Kenny Smith.
That'll be about a 44 or 45.
May I point out, by the way, when we say, or when I say, and I'm sure I speak for you fellas here, not that impressive. We're talking relative to these
he's going to bring
dunkers.
it down and then up and over. Like we say, sometimes the fans do not appreciate finesse. They want the thunder and the power of the grab and the slam through.
That was the uniqueness of Michael Jordan and Dominique. They had the finesse, but they also finished it with such power and grace. And they did things off the dribble. And I think that what we've talked about before, you're going to see a lot of things off the dribble, passes, guys bouncing the ball off the ground and doing a lot of different things rather than just the skywalking.
40.1 is the score for Blue Edwards. So not as much as you want. Remember, there are 2 dunks here in the first round for each competitors, and they may replace one of the dunks if they choose to do that. Next up, Otis Smith, who finished 4th in 1988 from Orlando. Very creative guard. He got a kind of a mild ooh from the crowds. The judge is now collecting the scores. And Rex Chapman will be up next.
But see, he turned the body. He brought it with his left hand. He's a right-handed guy. For him, he's saying, look, I'm giving you a whirlwind, not a major extension where he's up over the rim, but for a guy at 6'5", that was impressive.
Well, again, these guys are so good at what they do. It looks effortlessly, and it's It's hard to get these fans excited unless you run length of the floor and jump from the three-point line now and do something.
41.2 is the score, placing Otis Smith currently in second place after 3 competitors. Kenny Smith with a 48.5 to open. And here's the hometown favorite out of the University of Kentucky, Rex Chapman.
Now, Rex Chapman won his first dunk contest at the McDonald's All-American Prep Classic when he was in high school, so he's been a champion before. Now there's timing, there's power, there's finesse, you've got all the creativity, so you've got all factors covered, plus you've got the hometown crowd.
Now you'll see when he makes the catch that he's way up over the top of the rim and he puts it through very easily. Right there.
See, the thing here is the toss. Once he gets the toss, then you get your timing, get your steps together. And Rex Chapman is a 1-foot jumper. He takes the 1-foot stride and jumps off the 1 foot. Dominique Wilkins was a 2-foot leaper, and I think it made his dunks look more powerful.
So Rex Chapman waiting for his score. The defending champion Dominique Wilkins looks on to see a 45.5. Rex Chapman in second place behind Kenny Smith, and these local hometown fans in Charlotte don't like the score. They wanted more.
Now we got Shawn Kemp coming. This will be interesting to see what he's going to come out of here with.
The top 4 will advance. There are 8 competitors.
Well, he said that he only has 15 dunks. That's all. So
he must figure he's going to get into the finals, and he's going to need them all.
He won the Jones Cup World Championship dunk in China last year. Now, you guys may have missed that, but everybody except folks in China missed it. So Shawn Kemp is about to dunk next up. And Shawn Kemp, by the way, says he has some new stuff this year.
He's real loosey-goosey. You see him, he's real disjointed. This guy is going to go in all different directions before he dunks his basketball.
A powerful body. 6'10", 240.
Had a little trouble with the catch, but then a very powerful slam.
See, he's the favorite. So.
Magic, your opinion on that one. Magic Johnson.
Boy. Well, he got about 40 cheerleaders over here. All the NBA players are cheering for him over here by me. Like you said earlier, they like power, and he just gave him power, but also he jumps so high and does it so easily. You got to watch out for him. All these guys are making so much noise over here. He is their favorite. They want him to win.
Hey, Magic, what was touching his chest and his number on the rim, was that part of the dunk?
Yeah.
And he's in second place, 47.6, Shawn Kemp. So it's Kenny Smith, Shawn Kemp, and Rex Chapman, 1, 2, 3 right now. And we have remaining Kenny Williams, Dee Brown, and Kendall Gill. Kenny Williams, a North Carolina native from Elizabeth City, North Carolina.
Well, this is Michael Jordan's favorite to win it. He said, look out for Kenny Williams, so we'll have to keep our eye on him.
This is raw, explosive talent. He's 1 year junior college player. That's all he had before he came into the league. Signed at University of North Carolina, Prop 48, never played. I ended up in junior college, and everyone says explosive jumper.
Oh, the windmill. It's a power dunk, but following Shawn Kemp.
A little surprising. That was pretty mellow for Kenny Williams. He must be feeling a little jittery and wanted to make sure he got one under his belt.
Play it safe.
Right,
One out on the first one. That's right. Now watch where he brings this one from. Good extension. That's not bad.
You know, these fans really can't appreciate these dunks until you see them in slow motion, because you don't know where that ball's going. I mean, that ball's going all over his body, down to his ankles, up around. He hook dunks it. It's so quick that all you see is to release it into the basket.
Speaking of power dunking, how about the mailman, Carl Malone, talking to Joe Dumars on the far left, Cliff Livingston in the lower left there, Carl Malone in the center. 42.3 is the score for Kenny Williams.
So you have to be really careful not to get too conservative, though, because you get yourself, then you need an astronomical number to get yourself into the next round on your second dunk. So
Two
you have,
dunks.
That's right, so you have to be real careful.
Here's Dee Brown.
Now remember, Dee Brown, long arms, very, very big hands.
I think he's going to come out with some stuff. I hope that he goes on in the competition. Maybe I'm rooting for him because I think he's got some spectacular dunks to show us tonight if he's here long enough.
Slam dunk champion at the Orlando Classic coming out of college in Jacksonville.
Well, he said he perfected all of his dunks on an 8-foot basket.
Oh, he's pumping his shoes up.
Oh, there you go.
There's, first of all, he's got the favorite right there. He's pumping up his shoes.
That's worth about $1 million to him right there. Another high toss and lob and reverse jam.
Yes, come on now. Come on.
They love it.
This kid's 6'1" now. That was spectacular.
Yes, it was. Listen, Dominic.
Now he's letting the air out.
There you go. Right. All the NBA guys on that front row over there, they're up there with 10s. Dominic Wilkins really appreciated that one.
Well, hey, here's showmanship right here. I mean, you got to give him some points. You got to laugh out of Maurice Lucas there.
Appreciate how high up he gets on this catch.
His head almost hit the rim.
And the double clutch on the pump while he's hitting.
Nice.
Look how high the toss.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson, the feeling over there.
Well, hey, all these guys went crazy for that dunk just then. And like you said, Dominique loved it. And I love when he pumped himself up. That was the greatest. So he might have scored some points just on pumping himself up.
48.2. That puts Brown in second place. It's Smith with 48.5, Brown 48.2, Kemp 47.6, Chapman 45.5. So our final competitor, Kendall Gill, has got to exceed 45.5 to bump Chapman and move in to the semifinals. And remember, there are 2 dunks each. So we'll add up 48.5, 48.2, 47.6, 45.5, unless Kendall Gill gets into that group, as we have one more round of dunks here in the first round.
Now, Kendall Gill loves to dunk with his left hand. He loves to take off and glide and dunk with his left hand. Let's see if he does that. The guy grew up watching Michael Jordan play for the Chicago Bulls. He's really mimicked him a lot.
This is the jam. Remember, you can replace a dunk in this if you miss. And there's Rex Chapman, his teammate, looking on. Kendall Gill would, as the standings would bump Rex Chapman out of that 4th place advancement going into the second dunk in the first round.
I sense he's a little nervous here. He's walking around a little jittery. He needs to get this one down just to calm himself.
He got a good grip on that ball.
When you get nervous, that ball gets real slick.
Here he goes with his replacement dunk. That's a pretty good one. We've seen some similar styles of that kind of dunk from Michael Jordan in the past. Now we have one more dunk in this round.
Now this to me is more finesse. You see, he's got the lean in, and then the hammer up over the top.
This was a safe dunk right here for Kendall Gill to get himself going, to get himself and keep himself in the competition. But he's going to have to come up with something spectacular to be able to get into the next round.
As you look at the judges on the sideline, Danny Roundfields, Bobby Jones, Julius Erving.
UB, I want to tell you what, I played for the Philadelphia 76ers. And one year we had the greatest dunk line in warm-ups of all time. You had World B. Free and Darryl Dawkins and Julius Erving and George McGinnis. I mean, it was unbelievable. That's why I always shot layups. I mean, I had a fingertip dunk, and there's no way I was even going to attempt it. We had unbelievable dunkers on that team.
Only 40.1 for Kendall Gill. So going into the second round, Gill and Edwards are tied for 7th and 8th of the 8 competitors, both with 40.1. The top 4 are Kenny Smith, Dee Brown, Shawn Kemp, and Rex Chapman. Now, these scores do get added together for this round. Second dunk, first round, Kenny Smith.
See, I don't know how these guys go over and sit on the bench and not keep them getting stiff and then have to come out here and dunk. I guess that's you.
Kenny Smith with a power dunk, a reverse behind the head jam way above the rim.
I don't think he's going to get high numbers on that. I see that to be in the 44 maybe range, maybe 45 max. He's got to hope that that first dunk carried him.
Well, remember now, you see, this happens so quickly. You see, he brings it down through in the legs and then up over the top. But the judges have been very difficult, low scoring on this type of a dunk.
Right.
So Kenny Smith, the runner-up to Dominique Wilkins, who you saw just a moment ago on the sideline. 42.3, you're right, not a high score after a 48.5 to start, now a 42.3 to give him a 90.8 total. The total of these 2 dunks will advance 4 of these competitors into the semifinals. Blue Edwards is up next.
See, UB, I would have to think the strategy in this competition, obviously I'm not a dunker, but I would have to think that you would have to bring out the best dunk you have as your second dunk to try to get you into the next round.
Absolutely. Because Blue's first is a 40.1. He really needs a massive dunk.
Good response from the crowd.
That's hard to do.
At East Carolina, in a team competition, Blue Edwards shattered the backboard there, said he won the contest because he was leading at the time he broke the backboard.
You know what, though, when you look at Blue Edwards, he's a very low-key player, okay? And as a result, he doesn't bring a lot of flair to it. You see this dunk, he does a lot of things.
There's the pump.
But he doesn't have a lot of flair. He's very low-key, and as a result, I don't think he's going to get high marks for what was a very good dunk.
And did not have, remember, he had only 40.1 on his first dunk, so he's going to need a lot here. Probably not enough. 44.2 the score for Blue Edwards. He is, by the way, the late invitee to this competition as he replaced Dominique Wilkins, who withdrew right before the competition. A total of 84.3.
Remember what they said? They said they want hang time, they want style,
innovation.
Yeah, and they want the creativity part.
Plus the little flair. I mean, don't underplay what Dee Brown did before the game. Play into the crowd.
Yes, that's right.
Otis Smith. Off the glass, power jam. Now, Otis Smith had 41.2, so he likewise is going to need up near a 50 to probably advance. Going to have very high scores. Probably won't get that high.
I feel this is just too conservative.
Absolutely,
Doug.
yes. You got to go for something spectacular, even if you miss it and you get a replacement dunk. But go for something here to really try to knock the socks off the judges.
Absolutely. So what if you miss?
You got to replace it.
You got to replace it.
Otis Smith gets a 41.8. So Blue Edwards, Otis Smith going to have trouble advancing. You look at Clyde Drexler, who entered the three-point contest this year. And now Rex Chapman.
You figure if Rex Chapman gets another 45, he's probably going to get into the next round. It looks like Sean Kemp, Rex Chapman, Kenny Smith, and then probably Dee Brown are going to be the guys to advance if they just do anything here.
Oh yes.
That's what he was looking for. That's the spectacular right there, the creativity.
Everyone's got the 10 up right now.
Danny Ainge liked it.
Yes, indeed.
Sure. Chapman had 45.5 in his first, and this hometown Charlotte crowd, they're on their feet. His NBA peers are on their feet.
NBA player row. Everyone's up with a 10. Look at this.
See, being all the guards in the competition, I thought you were going to see more of this.
Yes. Look at that. He flipped it behind his back over his head. Just that move alone was strong. Watch Danny Ainge's eyes. 49.7.
That's what you've got to do, though. You've got to come out with that second dunk, and you've got to go for it. Get yourself into the Final Four and then see what happens.
Well, that'll almost certainly advance Rex Chapman. Keep this crowd into it, but here comes Sean Kemp, a lot of people's favorite.
Magic Johnson was all excited over there because Rex his favorite. I saw him up with a high five on Rex Chapman.
It's going to get exciting now. It's going to get exciting now. This is great.
Going back to the launching ramp.
Last year he did a lot of windmill.
Remember now, he gets a replacement dunk.
Now see, he needs, right now, his first dunk was good. His first dunk was 47.6. So he wants to make sure he gets one down at about 43. If he gets a 43, he can get himself into the next round. So do a power dunk and get yourself into the next round,
and he's
Sean.
changing it, coming in from another angle.
Oh, yeah.
That's big.
Yes, indeed.
And you know what? That took a lot of confidence, because if he misses that, he might not advance.
Even on a miss, you can score as high as 8 points per judge, which would be as high as 40 points. But let's take a look at this. It's going to get a lot higher than that.
I appreciate the flip, but now the windmill. Look at this. There's your power.
That's big. Kemp and Chapman electrifying the crowd here in the second round. This going to be up in the high 40s. You can about count on that. Kemp had 47.6 in the first round.
You know what's really great is to see these other great players get excited about the success of these other guys.
48.2 for Shawn Kemp for 95.8, and that puts him in first place ahead of Rex Chapman. Here is Kenny Williams as you look at John Sally.
Kenny Williams must grab the #1 dunk in his repertoire.
That's right. Bring it out right now, Kenny. Nothing to hold back.
That's a pretty good one, but maybe not enough after we've seen the Rex Chapman Shawn Kemp display.
Really surprised at Kenny Williams. I thought he was going to have a little bit more repertoire there. That was for a dunk when he really had to show something. I mean, this is a very outstanding dunk, but he's not going to get the big numbers.
Had 42.3 on his first, did Kenny Williams. As you take a look at the competitors on the sideline, and Brad Daugherty over there on the far left. That's Kevin Johnson right in the middle with the light gray suit talking to the youngster. 44.6, better than the first time, but 86.9. That probably will not advance Kenny Williams to the Final Four. Here comes Dee Brown.
Dee Brown only needs 42 to move past that.
Right, Dee Brown had 48.2 in the first.
Look, he's got long arms,
yes,
big hands. There he goes, pump it up again. What if he's got his catapult shoes on here?
A two-handed windmill reverse jam for Dee Brown. That's strong. A power dunk from a guard.
You have to appreciate that move for his size. Okay? Now that's a thunder dunk for a guy at 6'10".
Well, he's the same height as Bob Neal. Can you imagine Bob Neal doing
Appreciate that.
I'm dreaming. Leave me alone. Yes. Just landing would scare me.
He's only 6'1".
Look at that. That's unbelievable.
44.2. That's going to give 92.4, and that will put Dee Brown currently in third place. So it's Kemp, Chapman, Brown, and Kenny Smith with 90.8. So Kendall Gill has got to exceed 90.8.
He can't do it.
Just can't do
if he gets a 50, it's 90.1.
Right.
So he can't do it.
But I hope he gives off a good one.
Yeah, you'd like to see him here in front of his hometown crowd really do something well.
Unless he gets a 50.5. That's a pretty good one. No one's got a 50.5, of course.
I want to tell you something. You know, the first time you're in this competition, I don't think you can really perform the way you normally can because there's a lot of nerves and there's a lot of pressure on Kendall Gill here. This is his home crowd to do something spectacular. You see the bounce and the dunk.
And Kendall Gill is certainly not going to advance. We're going to have Kemp, Chapman, Brown, and Smith. Kenny Smith, the old man of that group. So the youngsters are really showing their hands here in the 1991 dunking competition with Kemp and Chapman, Brown, and Kenny Smith. So Kendall Gill comes up with only 81. 40.9 on this dunk. So it's Kemp, Chapman, Brown, and Kenny Smith who are going to advance to the semifinals of the Gatorade Slam Dunk competition from Charlotte, North Carolina.
On the road, the Infiniti Q45 becomes a living, breathing thing. You feel it work the wind and seize the road. Feel the embrace of leather and luxury. The rarity of a 278 horsepower V8 engine that was born to run. And begin to understand why Road and Track has named it one of the 10 best cars in the world.
Nothing beats a butt with a friend. Nothing beats what we've got here. Nothing beats clean, crisp, cold. Nothing beats the king of beers. Yeah, nothing beats a bud. Yeah, nothing beats a bud. Nothing beats a Budweiser. Nothing beats a bud. Bit by bit, putting it together. Piece by piece, the way to make an ideal work.
Behind every accomplishment is a document that bridges the gap between what can be and what will be.
of its contribution. Every detail plays a part. Putting it together, that's what.
Putting together documents that can change the world. Faxing, scanning, copying, printing. Xerox, the document company.
Putting it together.
The competitors will get 2 dunks each, and they will allow 1 miss.
Charlotte Coliseum, Charlotte, North Carolina, moving into the semifinals of the slam dunk competition. And here are the semifinalists. Sean Kemp with 95.8. Rex Chapman just under him. Dee Brown 92.4. Kenny Smith 90.8. But remember, throw those scores out now because the scoring is not cumulative. 2 dunks each in the semifinals. They can replace 1 dunk. Rex Chapman talking to Dominique. He told us right before the slam dunk competition that he had been talking to Rex Chapman about some of his dunks.
You know, last year he did the flip of the ball over his head, you know, catching it, dunking. He also did a lob, catching it one-handed, slam dunking. It'll be interesting to see how he steps up here.
Off the glass, bad bounce. Now he's checking with the judges to see if this is called a replacement dunk.
Is it? I don't guess he attempted it, right? So
that's right. One hand off the glass.
See, that's a spectacular dunk.
Yes,
I mean, you got timing, you got power, you got this, you got everything there.
Next up, Kenny Smith.
Here's the timing, the bounce off the glass. Good
Very
timing.
difficult to catch the ball with one hand in this situation.
Again, he's a 1-foot takeoff jumper, so he's going to get his explosion off his left leg. That's his takeoff leg. The timing, beautiful dunk.
And a 48 for Rex Chapman. That's strong. The hometown favorite, but these folks also love Kenny Smith, all-time assist leader from the University of North Carolina. Kenny Smith, the runner-up last year to Dominique Wilkins, had a spectacular opening dunk.
Well, last year, you know, once he advanced to the semifinals and that, he did a lot of lobbing and catching the ball one-handed, two-handed, 360s in the air.
Another lob.
Oh, yes.
A full 360 on the catch and jam.
Yes,
that'll
indeed.
have to get big numbers.
Great timing.
Yes, it is. You know, appreciate the catch, then the 360.
He gets his steps together. You see him right now timing it up. He gets the ball at the height, takes it right to the basket. Beautiful dunk. Concentration. Look at him. The eyes focused right on the basketball.
Judges now completed their tabulations. Kenny Smith gets a 46-6. A little disappointed.
Yes.
Tough judges over there.
That was a full spin in the air on the catch before the jam. Whoa. Well, like figure skating, judges are.
I guess if you want to argue, you can go argue with Maurice Lucas about the judging.
Maurice, my friend Doug, would like to chat.
Yeah, hey, Bob Neal's got here. He'd like to talk to you about your judging.
Sean Kemp now with his first dunk of the semifinals. Reverse jam for Sean Kemp. That's some big power. That backboard is still rattling. Our camera, our slam cam, competing on that.
How about he flipped it over his head first? It was behind his back, over his shoulder, and caught it.
How about the fact that he came up on the other side of the rim? Now remember, this is a flip over, and he catches it, comes up on the other side.
Sean Kemp, one of these two-footed power dunkers.
See, he's got style, too. You know, you see him out there, and he's playing to the crowd. You see him right now, and that's important.
48.3.
That's important.
So Chapman and Sean Kemp are really battling here. Kenny Smith only a 46-6 on his first one. Remember, the scores are not cumulative. This is the semifinal round. Only four
I tell you,
dunkers.
our judges are in a losing situation here.
And they're sitting right there, facing these guys, looking at them.
What's Dee Brown going to come with this time? He sees he's got 48, 48, and 46-6 ahead of him, so he knows he's got to come with something good. look at this guy. He's not got 1 ounce of fat on his body. He's like just one muscle.
Say his first two, he's had a lot of poise.
That's a Dominique dunk. That's a Dominique dunk. That's Dominique. From the shoelace up. That's a Dominique dunk.
So Magic and Dominique love it, but they're not the judges. Let's see what the judges think of it. I like it. How about it? Is that 48 or better?
I say it's 46 to 47.
I'll tell you why it might not get a high mark. Because they've been very consistent about this type of dunk.
49-6.
Oh, my.
There goes consistency. That's the highest point total of the night for Dee Brown and puts him in first place in the semifinal round. You heard Magic Johnson. That's a Dominique dunk. Rex Chapman with his second dunk of the semifinals.
That was a shot.
Yeah, that was.
Not the fact that it wasn't an outstanding dunk. The fact that the judges really stepped away from their consistency.
Come on, sexy Rexy.
All right, Rex. So what you got,
He's
baby?
going to do something spectacular here. He's at home.
We got time. Don't worry about it.
He knows he got to have something big time. Oh! Whoa!
He gets a replacement.
Pretty excited there.
But now he knows that this is his last shot.
Go for it.
He's finding out if that's a miss.
You got to go for it. You got to go for it. You got to go for it. It doesn't matter.
Oh, you got to go for it. You got to go for it.
Go.
Got to go for it.
Go.
You're hearing Dominique and Magic Johnson.
No tomorrow. No tomorrow.
He's teasing us.
Grab it and come up on it? Is that what he's going to do? Grab it and come up on it?
He's going to swing from our camera up there, and he's going to...
He had to move the camera up.
Come on, sexy.
Oh, it's big. Big bounce and a full spin to go to the reverse jam. Let's see what the judges think. They surprised us with their Dee Brown scoring.
That was difficult because he comes out from under the basket. Now just watch this now. He comes out, there is a possible right there.
Oh, how do you judge this? Look, these guys, every dunk is sensational. Look at this.
It was our Luma Cam shot, which we had to move up so he didn't jam it. Only a 46, a very disappointing 46. The crowd does not like that at all. A total of 94 points for Rex Chapman. Be tough to get him ahead of Brown or Kemp.
I think that he got a little scared off after he missed that first one and went for a little easier dunk. I thought maybe he should have went for it because he's at home. He got the crowd in his hand, and he probably would have made it. Now, everybody has to remember, I can't do any of these dunks, so I'm impressed by all of them.
Magic, that makes three of us over here.
In my dreams, I only wish I could do this. But it's sensational. Here comes Kenny right now.
Oh, you got one more. Go for it. Don't save it. Maybe he's got to save it. You can't do that.
Well, Kenny Smith needs about a 49 on this dunk because he's looking at guys that's got 48-3, 49-6 ahead of him, so he needs to throw up about a 49 here.
Well, last year at this time, he did the lob with the catch, two-handed or one-handed.
The double clutch jam, but I'll bet it does not get enough.
Well, you know, I thought Rex Chapman's dunk before that was a little more spectacular. He got a 46, so if they're consistent, you're going to look somewhere between 45 and 46 on that dunk.
All the way down to his knees and back for the reverse for Kenny Smith. He finished second to Dominique Wilkins last year. Kenny Smith sitting there beside Kevin Johnson on the right. A 41.3, a very low score for Kenny Smith. You see the hurt on his face, 87.9 his total, and that certainly will not advance him to the championship. Looking very much like Kemp and Brown.
Well, there's some pressure right here.
Yeah,
pressure on Kemp. and pressure on D. Brown.
What you got?
The lob, the bounce, the windmill jam from Shawn Kemp. It'll be hard to beat that.
Yeah, you like that, Dominique? I like that. You like that. I know that. I know that. I tell you, it's something over here. Huh? No, it's nasty. That's vintage playground basketball right there. That's us.
Shawn Kemp, the youngest player in the NBA, with that windmill jam.
You know tomorrow everybody on the playground is going to be trying it. They'll be in the YMCA breaking their ankle trying to do the Shawn Kemp dunk.
47.3 for Shawn Kemp. That gives him a total in this round of 95.6. Rex Chapman has 94. So to advance, D. Brown will have to have a cumulative score of better than 94. D. Brown had a 49.6 on his first one.
All right, here comes D. Brown.
Needs a better than 44.5 right in that ballpark.
Uh-oh, he's going to his pump up. He's pumping it up.
I kind of like that, though.
You taught him that showmanship, didn't you?
Showmanship. You gotta have a little showmanship.
Oh!
Now he gets a replacement. He was going off the glass, back into the jam. John Sally looking on along with Cliff Livingston.
I wonder if Kenny Smith's last low score scared him a little bit, knowing what he needs.
Needs a 44.5 to get past Chapman. This is his final attempt.
Oh, yes.
Mercy.
Yes, did he bring that one?
No.
That was from the ankles.
Oh, man. Come on.
That's a 50.
If any 50 come out, that's the one right there tonight.
Well, let's see if they're right.
Nobody say.
Is it a 50?
Give him 50 all day. All day. Oh, my goodness. Everybody don't know how little that man is. That's a little man. Put it between his legs.
Time and strength, and you have a little hang time with that.
Everybody at home, don't try that. Please don't
Do not try this. These are
you might get a hernia or
professionals.
something. That is unbelievable.
The voices of Magic Johnson and Dominique Wilkins. They're impressed. Let's see if the judges are equally impressed. A 48.4. That will move D. Brown into the championship round. He needed only a 44.5, so Brown ends up with a cumulative 98. Kemp with a 95.6. Chapman gets eliminated, and it'll be Brown and Kemp in the dunk-off for the championship in the final round coming up right after this.
Some cars come and go, but every once in a while, they dance. Introducing the new G20 from Infiniti. A mid-sized luxury sedan that offers lots of room, all the amenities, and a nimble spirit that's every inch an infinity. Care to dance?
All right, here we go.
Fluids. Minerals. Energy. In the heat of the game, nothing puts it back like Gatorade.
A TNT exclusive premiere, the epic story of Catherine the Great. From innocent bride to empress of all Russia.
Both my sword and my life are yours to command.
From a tormented marriage to a passionate affair.
I'll do what I like to this country and to you.
From absolute weakness to ultimate power.
I can fight for me, for Russia. Root out this evil!
Young Catherine, a 2-part miniseries. Premieres Sunday, February 17th on TNT.
Along Along with the voices of Magic Johnson and Dominique Wilkins, Hubie Brown, Doug Collins, this is Bob Neal and Charlotte. We're going into the finals now of the Gatorade Slam Dunk. It's been exciting this year. I think some more creativity shown this year overall than we saw certainly last year. Dee Brown and Shawn Kemp. Dee Brown is 22 years old, a rookie. Shawn Kemp is in his second year, but only 21 years old. Youngest player in the NBA. Rex Chapman, Kenny Smith get eliminated. So it's Brown and Kemp going into the finals. Now, before you go to the finals, we have a coin toss at the center of the floor. And the coin toss was won by Dee Brown, who elected to go second. And that means Shawn Kemp will go first. And Magic Johnson and Dominique Wilkins on the far side over there, you fellas are the stars of today in the NBA. And for this league to continue flourishing as it is, there have to be new faces. We're seeing them emerging here in 1991. Shawn Kemp.
The dunk contest one time, and the other ones I knew. You see Dee Brown, outstanding. Shawn Kemp is going to be one of the superstars in this league in the years to come. But this is exciting for all fans because you haven't seen any of these guys before, so you're getting a new breed of guys. Uh-oh, we're getting started.
Kemp.
Uh-oh.
This is, remember now, 3 dunks in this one. The 2 highest scores will count, and you get a replacement dunk. So this will be Shawn Kemp's replacement dunk.
Now he's coming from out of bounds. He's about 6 feet out of bounds.
That ball bounced behind the backboard. He grabbed it and jammed it. Let's see how it scores.
Now catch it. See, he's out of bounds by about 6 feet.
Oh. Shawn Kemp and Dee Brown. Now, Shawn Kemp, only 21 years old, youngest player in the NBA. Dee Brown, a rookie out of Jacksonville with Boston, is about to go next, isn't he? Shawn Kemp is, it's interesting here. We've got the big power, and we've got the finesse and style and creativity of the 6'1" Dee Brown, and only a 44.3. These are the finals. Remember, the previous scores do not carry forward.
First up, final round coming up for Dee Brown.
Oh, getting a little help here.
Oh, no, he's not. Oh.
Dee Brown is resting the ball on the back of the backboard with help from Dennis Scott and Cliff Livingston.
I love it. I love it.
Now this is what you would expect to see in the finals of a dunking contest.
Bring it all out.
Yeah.
All right.
He is probably the most polished here, and this is his first time. I think he's going to dunk one and then grab the other one and dunk it, I guess. Here we go. Dee Brown in the house. Oh!
He didn't get that done, but he gets a replacement.
I'll do it again.
Yeah, you got to go for it. I mean, that's a spectacular dunk. That's creativity. You get the numbers. If not, you throw that one out.
Hey, go for it all.
And he has showed us how difficult it is. That will be a replacement dunk. You get 1 replacement dunk. But in the finals, you know, you get 3 dunks. Only the best 2 scores will count. So Shawn Kemp with that 44 and change on the first one, that will be thrown out if he exceeds that in his others. So here comes Dee Brown. This is a replacement dunk.
He's not a rookie, though. He's not a rookie. He's a seasoned veteran. He knows what he's doing.
I find it interesting on his move of how he gets that hand back to get the ball.
I think he should try to dunk this first ball with his left hand and then grab it with his right.
Right.
You got it. Right
there. You go.
You got him.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. You got the left dunk and bring it down with the right. It's easy for us here at ground level to create all these things.
And listen, when I played, if I touched the net, I was in total ecstasy.
Now, let's see what the judges will think about it. Here it is.
Oh, man.
See, really, the dunk was not clean. That was the ball hit the rim. That was creative. You got to give the young man credit.
Absolutely. 48.1, and I think deservedly so for the attempt. Remember, 3 dunks. He's already had his replacement now, so he'll have 2 more. Only the best 2 count for the championship.
Well, you got to figure he's +4 right now, so he's sitting pretty good. Although Kemp can throw that first one out.
Kemp has moved up 195 feet away. He is at the far end of the court.
He is down there. Okay.
Often we've seen the Dr. J's and the Michael Jordans on this kind of approach leave from the free throw line. Let's see if that's the kind
Last year he did this. He ran up and he took off, but he was inside of the foul line. He did it with the one hand.
So whoever wins this, we're going to match him up against Super Hugo from the Hornets.
Yes, there you go.
Kidding. Double clutch with a one hand, leaving from just inside the free throw line.
Now, see, it's important for him to get a good number on this because he's got a 44, which is a low number already. So if he has to keep that 44, he's going to be in trouble.
He'll probably get up.
I see he'll make the catch with the one hand and bring it back and then up again.
Look at that. That's spectacular. You're talking about a guy 6'10 and a half. Look at him gracefully. Look at that. Look at his leg extending behind him. That's beautiful.
And he gets a 48.
That's good. That was a good dunk.
John Kemp wanted more, but remember, the highest score of the night's been a 49-6. These judges have awarded no 50s.
Now, when he did it originally, and you watch it without the replay, you missed him bringing the ball back over his shoulder.
And also his trail leg curling up behind him like a high hurdler. Now see, Dee Brown actually right now has a .1 lead over Shawn Kemp. Shawn Kemp at 48, Brown at 48.1. So he's actually 1/10 ahead now going into the second dunk.
Oh, boy.
Good lob and a full turn before the jam. Magic and Dominique liking it, as are their peers sitting to their left. They're the judges, George Gervin, Denny Roundfield, Bobby Jones.
Let's go back here now to Kenny Smith. Same type of a dunk. Dee Brown a little bit higher. The elevation is a little bit better. And, you know, they were consistent below that 44.
Dennis Scott, Cliff Livingston looking at that. 46.4. Disappointing number for Dee Brown. Second dunk. 3 dunks in the finals. Dee Brown's already had his replacement. But remember, only the top 2 scores will be added up. The lowest score will be ultimately thrown out.
You got to come with the most unbelievable one. You got it. I don't think that was it.
Shawn Kemp threw that one under his arm. You heard Magic Johnson say he didn't think that was it.
I think he had to go to his the one that is the most unbelievable one, and I don't think that was it. I think Dee Brown has shown more creativity trying to run on the basket, and I think that he's got it won right now because of that dunk right there. Definitely won it. Plus, you must understand that the judges all used to dunk themselves, so that's why the scores have been low.
If he doesn't get a 46-4 there, he's already lost.
Yes.
He gets a 45.7.
So Dee Brown has already got 46-4 and 48-1. He's actually already the winner because Kemp throws out the 44, if my math is correct.
All he had to do is get a decent score. He wins.
Remember, 3 dunks. The lowest score gets tossed out. The best 2 count.
Oh, okay. So it's over.
Dee Brown about to put the icing on the cake. His 3rd dunk. No replacement coming, though. Had a replacement earlier. Swaps balls. You see how far away he is. Oh, my. That's the cherry on the sundae. Shawn Kemp knows it. Everybody knows it. Dee Brown, 22-year-old rookie.
In the house. Oh, man.
Watch him hide his eyes.
The blind dunk. He's got the Johnny Most. Pull the plug, let's go home. Turn it out.
The no-look dunk.
He's been watching the champions. He's polished already.
I tell you, Johnny Most, the former Celtic announcer, would have been proud of him, like to be called that one.
So Dee Brown electrifies the crowd and is the beginning of a new order here in the NBA. Oh my, 49.6 on that third dunk. That ties for the highest point total of the night. And is the clear-cut winner. Shawn Kemp agreed. Magic Johnson, the defending champion, Dominique Wilkins agreed. And Dee Brown is going to get the trophy and $20,000 at 6-1. Wins the Slam Dunk Championship. We'll be right back to Charlotte.
Fight the corrosive effects of salt and water. Every Lexus features airbag terminals plated in gold. Of course, we might have used a less expensive material, but it wasn't money we were interested in saving.
Having Cody was a beautiful experience, but the extra weight I gained made me feel a lot less than beautiful. Then I tried the Ultra Slim Fast plan. It's nutritious, easy, and best of all, it works. I lost those last 10 hard-to-lose pounds in only a month, with a delicious shake for breakfast, another for lunch, and then a sensible dinner. You know, thanks to Ultra Slim Fast, that extra weight is just where it should be.
Off.
Ultra Slim Fast.
Give us a week, we'll take off the weight.
From Charlotte Coliseum, the crowd's starting to leave here, but most are waiting to take a look at Dee Brown, who's about to get his check and his trophy, the winner of the Gatorade Slam Dunk competitions. And now the award presentation about to be made. Dee Brown, the rookie who has revitalized the Boston Celtics running game with his quickness and his great leaping ability, as you saw here, with his hands as big as those of some like Dominique Wilkins, like Julius Erving, like some other great players before him, with his great hands and his incredible leaping ability. 7 dunks, 5 of them 48.1 or better. So it was a clear case of Dee Brown winning this championship.
Well, he was the creator tonight. Of the top 9 dunks, he had 5 of the top dunks. So he was the creator, and he's the guy who I think captured the crowd as much as anyone.
Not only did he capture the crowd, he captured his peers in row 1. All right, that was the final tap on the shoulder.
I thought I overheard Magic Johnson telling Dominique Wilkins he's only a rookie and he's already polished. So is that trophy. $20,000. Dee Brown at 6'1" wins. He is still not the smallest man to ever win this, of course. Remember Spud Webb, who also brought that bounce and lob into the competition. So this is a changing of the guard in a sense. An introduction here, as we're seeing this year, of the new faces in the NBA and the people who the league hopes will be the stars to match the Jordans and the Wilkins and the Jordans and the Birds and the Magic Johnsons. And here's Craig Sager.
Well, one might expect slam dunk prowess to be confined to those with the physical likeness of a Dominique Wilkins, but here the smallest man in the competition wins it. Congratulations, Dee.
Thanks a lot. And it's a great feeling right now that I won the dunk contest. And I was working real hard. I knew I was the smallest guy, so wooing the judges was just something I wanted to do tonight.
You had so many different dunks, 5 of them 48 or higher. Have you been practicing this, or where'd you get this repertoire?
Well, I've been practicing for a while. I practiced a lot in high school, and then, when you get in the NBA, you don't have too much time for it. And, it's something I've been doing for a long time. I just not had a chance to display it. You can't do these type of dunks in games, so nobody sees me as a dunker. So, I've been working on them pretty hard, and I'm just very happy that, I can come in first place.
Well, you're so instrumental in the Boston Celtics doing so well this year, but I tell you, if you do that last dunk, blindfolded, closing your eyes, Chris Ford will bench you in a heartbeat.
No, that's why you only do it in dunk contests. All these dunks you'll never see again unless another dunk contest comes up like next year, but I enjoyed myself, and those dunks, you work on it. You save them for dunk contests, which I did tonight.
So what are you going to do with the trophy and the money?
I don't know. I'm gonna take the trophy and probably take it home. The money, I don't know. I figure out something to do with, you know, give a little here, give a little there, you know. But, you know, I'm just very happy to be the champion.
What are you going to do with the money, Jim?
You told me to buy furniture, so I guess that's what I'm going to do.
Well, congratulations. Dee Brown, our slam dunk champion.
Thank you, Craig Sager, a very unassuming young man who didn't appear unassuming with his power, his creativity.